One may say that the perfection of integral yoga will come when each man is able to follow his own path of yoga, pursuing the development of his own nature in its upsurging towards that which transcends the nature. For freedom is the final law and the last consummation. Now, when we are reading this, we may come to a false idea that we have to start our own individual integral way of practice from step one. No. The fundamentals you have to learn. Whether you become an engineer and doctor is something else. But the basic is for 12 years you have to read until intermediate. And then you have a right to decide whether you go to whichever direction you want. For this, in yoga, you remember that there are three forces with which you have to deal. And you should know the laws of those forces. First is that of electricity. It controls thought. All thoughts are electrical in nature. You ask any medical man, especially the modern biological development proves, and so many electronic equipment that are able to map our brains is because it responds to electrical vibrations. And electricity controls thought. That is what our ancient seers have said. I can't go deep into that. But you understand that the forces I am talking about in this yoga are something very material. There is nothing hypothetical in it. Electricity is not a hypothetical quantity. You all know that electricity is a fact in nature. But what you are supposed to know, how the neurons trigger the electrical potentials. The yogis did it. And the best way to know it is Yoga Nidra. That is what yesterday also I told you. You try to understand Yoga Nidra, and you have experts in it. In Bihar School of Yoga, you have experts in Yoga Nidra, and always take the expert's opinion. So one is electrical in nature. You should know the laws of electricity, and I am not talking about the laws of electricity of making an electrical appliance. The laws of electricity that govern our brain. And then you should know the laws of prana. And then you should know the laws of Kundalini force. Kundalini is the most material force in nature. Most material force. So these two we have to learn. Mastering prana as a force and its laws, and then Kundalini as a link between the pranamaya kosha and annamaya kosha, where I told you about the 5 chakras and the 5 groups. And now you try to understand this point also. As evolution goes on, what once upon a time was done by one man or a few people is now being done by hundreds of people. In offices, in factories, wherever you are, it is the group that is being responsible for any result. If you want to read, you have groups of education institutions. If you want to earn a living, you have a group of offices. Yesterday I told you about the 5 types of people, and these 5 types of people have to come into a group. That is most important. That is what you have to learn. A group approach. The 5 Pandavas are now not 5 people, but 5 groups of people. And these 5 groups of people, if they can harness these 3 powers, the electrical power in our brains, or in the nerves, the pranic power in our blood and prana, you know they are equal. If the blood count falls down, life energy ebbs away. And then your physical body, Annamaya Kosha, Kundalini. So these are the three specific powers which you should master before entering into the integral way of your own development. Your brain is different from my brain, but the functioning of your brain and my brain is equal. Understand, it is only a difference in training. So if you want to understand the brain power, before you have your own path in integral yoga, you should know how your brain works. That is what is known as Sahasrara Siddhi. Sahasrara means brain. So these we forget. This we have to follow the old technical formulas. You can't change the formula of electricity. Even if it is working in your nervous system, the same rules apply. The Faraday's laws are there. The Ohm's laws are there. They apply there also equally. So before you enter into the integral yoga, you should know about your brain and how it functions, your nervous system. And you should know about your blood, your prana, how blood is linked with desire. You have to learn it. We have forgotten them. And then most of all, you should know the tremendous material energy. Most material energy, Kundalini, is earth energy. So for that you have to learn the Shastras traditionally. Integral yoga will later tell you how your individual brain, blood and physical body has to be developed individually. Right? So this gap we have to fulfill. We have to fill this gap. Because wherever we speak about the integral yoga, we do not give these details. We accept that they know. Just as when I go to a BSc class, I generally don't talk about the intermediate level expert. I say you have already read. Technically, of course, you have already read in your past lives. I have no doubt about it. And I know about it, that you know it. But you have to remember it. And it is not very difficult. Within few months, if you can apply your mind, you can have what I mean by the Sahasrara Siddhi. And you should know what giving blood means. In one of the ancient scriptures it is written, until you wash the feet of your Guru with your heart's blood. So what does it mean that you have to, it means something. It means about the prana, the pranic force, and then the Kundalini force, and of course the thought force. Next slide. We understood that we have to understand in the modern technology what I call the endocrinology. Endocrinology are the 7 centers. Actually what our chakras say and what endocrinology says is one and the same thing, but endocrinology says only about 0.5%, whereas our chakra knowledge talks about 1000%. I don't know if I can use that word, but I think I convey the meaning. If endocrinology now talks about the chakras about 0.5%, what we have in our Shastras is 1000%.